So, by the seams of things, Escape from Tarkov has always had some sort of controversy around the pricing of the different editions of the game. There is a post from the 9th of August 2021 talking about the 3 different editions of the game and how it actually costs more to upgrade to a new edition than what it does to buy it outright. So basically, you have the standard edition of the game is $35, and then the Left Behind edition is $58, so that's a $23 difference. But in order to upgrade from standard to Left Behind, it's going to cost you $30, or it was going to cost you $30 back in 2021. I don't know how much it's changed or anything like that. And then when it comes to the Edge of Darkness, that's an addition to pay attention to because we're going to cover it a little bit more further in the video. The Edge of Darkness or the EOD edition was $110, and I believe that's even before tax and stuff. But if you take $35 for the base game off that, the difference is $75, but to upgrade from the standard edition to Edge of Darkness is going to cost you, or was going to cost you, $95. So there's always been like problems within the community around the pricing of their game. And I believe at some point the Edge of Darkness edition of the game was even removed from game stores. Like, you couldn't buy it to play that edition of the game. I say game stores, I'm pretty sure this game's done all through their own website. But now we have a trailer for the Unheard edition, and this has caused mass, outrage from the community, to the point where this trailer has 5,700 likes and 49,000 dislikes. And I want to show you what's in this edition before we talk about it any further. And I want you guys to know that they are trying to charge fucking $250 for this edition of their game. So we're not going to play any sound. I'm going to be pausing every now and then to show you exactly what you get with this edition. $250 for this edition of the game. So as it goes through this little cinematic bit, you're shown climbing up this tower thing, and there's a person standing there, and are you ready? They change outfit, and there's a lovely reveal for a knife and some weaponry and stuff, and there is the Unheard edition. So you can play Escape from Tarkov offline with your friends. Wow. Well, that's really worth $250 so far. It's a co-op PvE mode with persistent character progression. And then as we get further into it, there's no wipes. So $250 to stop your game being wiped. All quests are available for progression. Yep, that's brilliant. Receive unique gear. So $250, what does it get you? You get Mark of the Unheard, whatever that may be. Then you also get a unique melee weapon for $250. You get a unique armband. Because, yeah, that's really worth it, isn't it? It says start with, what do you start with? Here you go. So you've got increased character skills level. You've got improved starting equipment set. You have an increased stash and an increased PMC pocket, or increased PMC pockets. So this is seeming to be, what was it? Didn't Fallout 76 do something like this with their Fallout First subscription? You get an unlimited stash or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. But this is the sort of thing that puts Ubisoft's quadruple A Skull and Bones to shame. It really goes to show the sort of level some companies are willing to go to screw their players over. But hold on, it says additionally there's more. So you get access to the early test server. Most of these are typically free. You get more slots for the flea market. You get increased standing with defense, increased in-game mail retention time, a unique nickname color and icon, and a new main menu background for $250. That's how much this edition is going to cost. And then I think they show a little bit more gameplay stuff, and then what they do is they wrap it up by saying head over to our website, blah blah blah, you can buy the edition there. So yeah, the Unheard edition and much more, pre-order page, blah blah blah. So they have a $250 edition of the game releasing. And if we take a look at the bonuses for the Edge of Darkness, the $110 edition, it says $140 on this image, but with this limited edition, you get an early unlock of your digital copy, guaranteed access to a closed beta, guaranteed participation in alpha testing, bonus equipment at the start, a huge size of stash, 10 by 60, so that's now going up to 10 by 72, additional equipment and resources in stash, unique secured container, large field backpack, even more cash at the start, combat tactical tomahawk, initially good standings with all in-game traders, a unique in-game ID, and free access to all subsequent DLCs in brackets season pass. So that's where a lot of the backlash has come from, because they stated that the PvE game mode is exclusive to the $250 edition. It doesn't matter if you bought the Edge of Darkness, because they didn't see the PvE mode being DLC. They said it's a feature that they are adding to the game. It is not downloadable content. Most games will give you new game modes as DLC, but no, when it comes to Escape from Tarkov, they want the money. And it caused mass outrage, as mentioned. So what they said is, like, the owners of EOD, or the EOD version of the game, you will get to play for 6 months, and then you have to upgrade to Unheard to carry on playing the PvE mode. And still, that wasn't enough for the community, so there's been more uproar, and everyone's going mad. So they've gone and it's backfired again. They've changed it all again. They are reverting some of their ideas, to the point where we have this image where there is an update on the current situation, and it says, "Hello again, let me clarify the situation in a little more detail regarding owners of the EOD version and access to the co-op mode and also other issues. First of all, PvE game mode, this is not DLC. DLC, in our understanding, is the major additions to the game." And I mean, what is a PvE mode not a major addition to the game? They say including various functionality and content that are released after the official release of the game as a themed DLC pack. So the Scav Life DLC, for example, which will add a lot of new mechanics and content for Scav gameplay and leveling. So major addition to the game, various functionality and content that's released after the PvE mode is fucking DLC. Whether they like it or not, it's DLC. Secondly, this specific functionality of the PvE mode, so they said, in our understanding, DLC is a major addition to the game that has various functionality and content, and then they say, secondly, this specific functionality of the PvE mode is necessarily located entirely on a separate network infrastructure, because essentially you play on our servers only in closed mode. So they're talking about functionality, they're talking about major additions to the game, but this PvE game mode apparently doesn't qualify as DLC. But they carry on to say, at this stage, it's not possible to launch all players who are EOD holders. Right now, we simply do not have the required amount of resources for this. So you have the resources to charge your players $250, but you don't have the resources to make it accessible for the people that actually bought the most expensive edition of the game at the time, that were told they would receive updates like this for free. I mean, maybe if you're gonna charge $110, like before tax or whatever, for an edition of your game, specify exactly what you mean. If you have plans for the future that people would class something as DLC, like where people would class something as DLC, and you don't think it is, tell people ahead of time. They've said, "We observe your dissatisfaction and have decided that the functionality of the PvE mode will be available for free to all owners of the EOD version at the release of the game, when the server infrastructure will be improved to the required capacity." So basically, they're not buying servers for the EOD owners to jump on the PvE mode when it launches. You're only going to have access when they've upgraded their servers. So they want to get money coming in first to buy better servers, when they should definitely be doing that stuff beforehand, especially if you're buying the biggest editions of their game. It's showing that you support them, and in turn, they're bending you over. They're not supporting you back. And it says, "Now you have the opportunity to test this mode by purchasing the Unheard edition of the game or upgrading to this version." I wonder how much they're going to charge for that one. "We also decided to give a 50% discount when upgrading to the Unheard version from EOD." I mean, that's nice of them, isn't it? Just to take a little bit of money off. "We plan to send one free Left Behind edition key to everyone who's already upgraded to Unheard at the old price from the EOD version." So the Unheard edition, the old price of it, upgrading from EOD to that edition to Unheard, they're going to give you a free key for their less costly edition. Help it make sense, please. They're going to give you a free key for the, let's say there's 4 editions: Standard, Left Behind, EOD, Unheard. So they're going to give you a tier 2 key when you purchase, when you upgrade from tier 3 to tier 4 at the old price. Why would you want a tier 2 key? Anyway, moving on, they say, moreover, so that any player of any version of the EFT can have the opportunity to test the PvE mode, we want to add the ability to purchase a separate early access to this mode. For EOD owners, there's going to be a 70% discount on the purchase of early access to PvE. It would be interesting to hear your thoughts on this idea. And then regarding special items for the Unheard version, they plan to make restrictive or balancing changes for the items. So they're going to be nerfing stuff if it's too strong and things like that. That's it for now. Please share your thoughts. Thank you. So even with this, people are not going to be happy. Like, their whole plan has backfired, and they're still trying their hardest to milk their players as much as they can. And I've got no idea what they mean, but they're saying that they're planning to make restrictive changes to special items as well. So essentially, all they're doing is selling you a $250 edition of the game. Even if you have a $110 edition, they're selling you a $250 edition. They're now going to discount it quite heavily as well. So you're still not going to be able to play this mode owning EOD because they need to get their servers built up beforehand. It started off as though they were going to do nothing. They were releasing the Unheard edition. Players kicked off, so they said, right, EOD owners can have access for 6 months, and then you're going to have to buy the upgrade to go to the Unheard edition. And now all of a sudden, if you wait a little bit after they have let everyone that's got the Unheard edition play, EOD owners now get full, unlimited, infinite access to this PvE mode. But it is exclusive to those 2 versions of the game, so even if you have this free key to the Left Behind edition, you still can't play. Another way to get you to spend money. They've literally taken Skull and Bones, the quadruple A game, and they've just said, hold my beer. That's all they've done with this. A PvE mode should be DLC, so it should automatically be free for anyone with the EOD edition of the game. And the fact that the editions are so expensive to get your hands on this PvE mode just takes the absolute piss. But not only that, if I've taken it all correctly from this post, where it says for EOD owners there will be a 70% discount on the purchase of early access. Basically, if you want to get in straight away before they upgrade the servers, you can do if you buy early access to the PvE mode, and you're going to get a 70% discount. But surely, if they have a limited server capacity and they need to upgrade the infrastructure, then if people have the Unheard edition, EOD owners take advantage of that 70% discount and get early access, then surely they're going to overload the servers anyway. So why not just be a decent gaming company and buy enough servers for people to play on, and stop trying to screw over the player base? I find it really funny how they went from doing absolutely nothing in terms of benefits and bonuses for EOD owners to saying you can have 6 months and now you can have infinite access once you do get access to it eventually. I'm hoping this actually develops further and they do things that are a lot more consumer friendly, because this really is anti-consumer. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to keep my eyes on it, see if there's any updates and stuff. But that was a look at how the Escape from Tarkov Unheard Edition scam has backfired. And what we're going to do is leave that video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.